Alright, back to Eternal Sonata. We're going inside for a history lesson.
Yay!
So, I'm just gonna let you read that.
Okay. Gran valse brillante? I don't know French or whatever, if that is French. Is that French?
Probably.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, I love this piece. It's beautiful. This work composed in 1831. It was when Chopin was 21 years old. In Chopin's homeland of Poland, the insurrection that had started in Warsaw in 1830 had ended in defeat. Lame. At this time, Chopin was in Paris and a strong supporter of Poland. So am I. Then again, I'm Polish, so I would understand. I don't even know if Poland was right in that situation. I don't know if anybody was right. In the commentary of Revolution today, it was explained that Chopin received news of the fall of Warsaw when en route to Vienna in Stuttgart, Germany. Blah, blah. Ugh. This song was composed and after Chopin had left Vienna to live in Paris. That building looks like the White House almost. With the big stone pillars in the front of the house. What the hell? Moving right along. I think the game is glitched.
Why?
It's not moving.
Just give it a minute. If not, then they'll take it out and try again.
Oh, there we
go. See? You gotta give it.
That was longer than the normal thing. At this time, Austria was opposed to Polish independence. Seriously, that was a long-ass pause. I don't know whether they were just playing the music or what, but that was long. It was partly because Austria was one of the nations that had divided up Poland, but also because they feared the uprising would spread to Austria. Because of this, living in Vienna had been difficult for the Polish Chopin. I understand, bro. I understand. In Vienna, Waltz's designs for dancing were in fashion. This piece was unquestionably a masterpiece. Waltzes are very nice. I wish I could do the dance, though. In something of a contrast to Chopin's other works, it seemed to reflect the atmosphere in Vienna at that time. So, pretty?
Yes.
Though it was probably not meant to be danced to. And there's gigantic horses in the front. And a person's face and people over there. I don't know what the hell's going on right now.
Real life images, aren't
with
they?
With weird filters.
It's to make it edgy.
In order for the Polish Chopin to live in the adverse winds of that time, he might have made an effort to be popular.
You don't have to be someone you're not, Chopin. Just be yourself and everyone will love you.
Except probably anybody who's from Austria versus Poland. Chopin appeared at the salons and dinner parties performing music for small audiences. I understand then. You go, Chopin. Be that artist you always wanted to be.
My friend yelled at me.
Why?
Because I accidentally should have a cardigan. And she's like, do you have it? I'm like, nope. And then I did. I was like, wait, I do got that. She yelled at me.
Aww.
She flicked me and said, "Bad sorrow." I was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't look hard enough." I've tried to listen to the history lesson. Not really.
I know you're not. I'm paying attention to the history lesson.
I've seen it. This is my 3rd time seeing it.
I've never seen it, so I'm excited to read history. I love history. I know you don't, but I do.
That one I've seen it already.
Well, maybe it's a review.
I don't care.
Is that Ivor?
Yeah, I actually got him yesterday, my 50 roll. I had the best 50 roll for any of you guys who play Tales of Link. And by the time this comes out, it'll be over. But it was the Tales of Zulia 2 summons. And on my first 50 roll, now I got the 5-star Ivor and the 5-star Jude. It was the best roll ever. And I had to not freak out because I was at work. So, but yeah, I got the best roll.
Nice.
I got Ivor and Jude. And I actually really wanted Ivor because he's a great unit.
I can imagine. Sounds like fun. I should try playing it sometime.
Since he boosts. Oh, but anyway, history left and over. So.
In a pretty castle.
Anyway, we're in Baroque Castle, guys. And actually pay attention. Kind of. I already know what happened
That
here.
was wonderful. Everyone danced so beautifully. I wish I could dance like that.
Yeah, and wow, I never knew Frederic was that good either.
He's just making
Huh?
this up in his
Good
head,
at what?
probably, and he's dreaming he's
At
that
the
great of a
piano,
dancer when he
of course.
probably really
No, he
ain't.
meant
you
playing the
watching?
piano.
Didn't you see him
Of course.
The way he played was just so amazing.
dingus.
Way better than any piano player
Wait till
I've
they
ever heard
finish
before.
talking.
It was almost like he was a real professional pianist.
What? Are you saying Frederic was playing that music? I
No,
was
he was
watching the
obviously
people dancing the
dancing.
whole time. I didn't pay any
See?
attention to who was playing the music.
See, you're paying too much attention to the history lesson that you didn't notice who was playing the music.
Hey, you guys! We have to go see the captain. Hurry!
See the captain?
You two need to stop calling him the captain. You should call him Prince Crescendo, for he is the Prince of Baroque.
I'll bet the captain's going to have a feast prepared to thank Frederic for playing the piano. It isn't fair if they get a head start.
Free food, the
Oh,
best gift
so
of them
Frederic has
all.
already gone to join Prince
We better get
Crescendo?
going then.
Yeah,
Oh,
and if we
yes.
don't hurry up, they'll eat all the food.
I wonder if they're gonna feed us something really good. Come on, let's go. I don't want to miss out on that.
Nobody wants to miss out on the free food. Free food and away.
And away.
Yep. Anyway, though, yeah. Isn't this place really pretty, guys?
Everybody's dressed so fancily. I love that lady's outfit. I love
Which
all
ones?
all of them. They're all wearing pretty outfits.
I don't say which lady.
All the ladies look like they're just pretty much the same, just in
Anyway, though, we're going
different
back
colors.
outside quickly so I can save.
Because Lord knows we don't want to have to do that all over again if we die.
Yeah. But you like all the ladies' outfits?
I do. They're cute.
I was about to say which lady.
All of the ladies are pretty much just
I
the
like,
same.
just like, I like that lady's outfit. I like all of them. I was like, which one?
Well, I'm sorry for being excited.
That's
God.
alright, because I was going to say, there's lots of different ladies. So, anyway,
Mhm.
this is the audience chamber. So,
See, that lady's just the same as that lady, and that lady over there is just a reskin of her with different color, and she's
they're
just
all reskins. Dun, dun, dun. So basically, you just like that dress. Anyway, this is the castle. It's very,
big.
yeah,
It's really big. God damn.
yeah. Hopefully we'll figure out our way through it.
Well, at least there's no bosses in here, so.
Yeah. That would suck a whole lot if we had to go through a dungeon.
Right after going through a dungeon.
Yeah.
They need to have breaks in between, you know?
Anyway, you can tell this is the prince's room. The door's blue.
And there's also lots of rainbows around it.
And the guard. But that's not the point. And the loading screen.
And I love how the guard just lets him
Mr.
in.
Chopin,
Now they know who we are.
thank you for your stellar performance.
You're
Allow me
welcome.
to introduce my fiancée. This is Serenade, and the little one with her is Minuet.
Hello. I am very pleased to make your acquaintance.
She's the one I'm dressed up as on the thumbnail.
Hey, What's going on here, Salsa? They're just talking about boring stuff. I don't see food anywhere.
Well, I just thought they were probably gonna eat all the good stuff before we could get here.
Oh my gosh, you two need to shush.
There is something I wanted to tell all of you about the position Baroque is in right now. Count Waltz is using mineral powder to convert his population into soldiers who fear nothing, not even death, to create an unstoppable army. As soon as his preparations are complete, it is almost certain that he and his armies will invade Baroque. However, if Baroque were to preemptively challenge Forte, many innocent civilians would surely get caught up in the resulting all-out war.
And that would suck.
The suffering of innocence is one of the greatest tragedies of war. It's appalling.
So, what are you gonna do now?
Well, I thought that the solution to the problem would be to find a way to assassinate Count Waltz to avoid any other casualties.
That's a little extreme, don't
So
you
I
think?
aided on Dantino.
But you see, I am opposed to that plan. I believe assassination would be the equivalent of a declaration of war against Forte.
See, we're on the same side.
And if we were to do that, would it not be the same kind of evil for which Count Waltz is responsible?
But he's kind of a douche, so if
Well,
he
yeah, he's a
died,
douche, but
nobody would
he's
care.
Even if we managed
Well,
to succeed
you know,
in
it's still like,
assassinating
why
Count
don't you
Waltz,
punish him for
another
all
Count
eternity
Waltz
by
would
putting him
appear,
in
and another.
jail or
The problem
something, you
itself
know?
would still remain.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't have the lockpicking skills
If we
of
throw all our support
Allegretto, so
behind
he's
a
not gonna be
band
able to
of
really
rebels,
get out.
I believe it will be Baroque
And then
that
you
is
just
disgraced
throw
in
all
the
of his people who are with him in charge into
I see.
jail as well.
Everyone's in
correct.
charge, though.
Looking back on history, mankind
pretty much
does indeed
everyone.
repeat
Okay,
the
then you
same
banish
mistakes
them. You banish
over and
them
over
to
again.
the Chorus Plains, for example. Make
Someone
them
else
farm
with evil
goats.
designs will surely
he'll-
appear to fill the void.
Yeah, but then he'd eventually go back into power and stuff.
If it's
if
really
he,
as
if he
important as all
invaded
that,
with all his mineral
how can
power
people
and
just
find other
forget
people
about
to
it?
do it. So in the end, killing him would be the
It's
best
because
option.
the passage of time allows us to forget tragic and painful events.
There's gotta
Let
be a
them
better
go
way
so that
than
we're
just...
able to continue on
there's
with
a
our
better way to
lives.
just torture a guy, you know?
Like letters written in sand.
Torturing a
and blown away
16-year-old
by the
kid?
wind.
How dare!
forgot.
Killing is the more humane way in this situation.
But there are some things we must
Oh my
never
god,
forget.
shut
No matter
up!
what.
Anyway, though, the point is,
Tragic
nobody's
memories
assassinating
that we
anyone
have
here
to
today.
carve firmly in stone, so that the wind can never blow them away.
Boring mistake.
I have a
past stuff
favor
like
to
that.
ask. I understand that all of you are acquainted with jazz. There is a
Met him
message I
once.
would like you to pass on to him. It is this. Baroque can no longer provide you with any assistance. No matter how much of a tyrant Count Waltz may be, there is no way we can be absolutely certain that he will ever attack us. If we were to make a preemptive strike against him, it would be a classic example of man's suspicious nature leading him to war.
Serenade, I know in my heart that everything you've said is correct. That's why I wanted...
What is it, Captain?
It's nothing.
Don't
We
hear
must
Kratos
achieve
in his
true
voice.
peace, not
Same guy,
simply
though.
the appearance
I
of
know
it.
you said that, but it's like
But
I don't hear it in his
because
voice.
of the current situation with Forte,
He's got a good range
there's no
then, I
way I
guess.
can leave Baroque at the present time. Besides, if I were to be seen making contact with Andantino, that very thing alone could act as a trigger for war. Is there any way you could meet with Jazz and tell him for me that this struggle itself is the very thing that's leading the world into chaos?
What do you mean exactly?
You want us to inform Andantino that Baroque can no longer provide support for its actions?
I know that it's selfish of me to ask this of you.
Yes, you're right. As you say, it is rather selfish of you.
Frederic?
Up until now, you have been providing Andantino with support. Is that correct? Denying them that support because your opinions have changed is rather irresponsible.
That may be true, But you must understand. We have come to realize that the actions we have taken up to this point have been mistaken. Regardless of the criticism that we may face later, should we not correct those mistakes?
I imagine it won't be difficult for the two of you to shake off any criticism. However, have you stopped to consider what this will do to Andantino, who will be cut off without any warning?
Of course, it wasn't our intention for the people of Andantino or Forte to suffer. And yet, as the Prince of Baroque, I have a duty to put the welfare of my people above all else in any decision.
Then, Prince Crescendo, do you admit that you are merely using Andantino to push forward the interests of Baroque? It is rather convenient that your ties to a rebel band from a neighboring country could so easily be severed once the need arose.
That is not true. Prince Crescendo would never do anything like that.
That's enough. Jazz and I have known each other since the days of our youth. We may have different social positions, but he's always been someone I could confide in and speak openly to.
Really? I didn't know that. But then, why is Jazz living in Forte instead of here?
Are you familiar with Mount Rock? It's a mountain rich in ore located on the Forte border.
I know all about it, thanks to all the digging Forte's been doing out there. Go Forest is in big trouble.
Jazz is originally from that area, and through its history, Forte has always maintained very strict control over that place. Oppressively strict. Many people have opposed their cruel treatment of the miners, as well as their utter disregard for the delicate ecology of the mountain.
They're just really bad people,
Unlike
aren't they?
me, Jazz was always a passionate leader. Since we were young, he's always had a talent for making decisions and taking action. So, to be honest, when I heard he had taken part in a revolt of the Forte miners, well, knowing him, I can't say it came as much of a surprise at all.
So what happened in the revolt?
Forte's forces showed the miners no mercy. Much blood was spilled. By the time Baroque intervened, it was over. After that, Jazz never returned to Baroque. He founded Andantino to continue his fight against Forte.
And that's why you agreed to cooperate with them.
Even though I shared his feelings when we were younger, there was nothing I could do then to help his cause. But now, I owed it to him to offer my support, especially since we're both trying to accomplish the same goal. Believe me, even though I can no longer support Jazz directly, I haven't forsaken that bond of friendship. With Serenade's help, I'm hoping to find a peaceful means for both our countries to live happily side by side.
Frederic, I believe Prince Crescendo. I think what he's trying to do makes a lot of sense.
Yes. Now that you've explained it, I can also understand your point of view. We'll make certain to convey your feelings to Jazz.
Who we have only met once,
We
by
can
the
get
way.
going.
Seriously, we're
I
not
bet
friends
Redo
or
and the others
anything.
are all looking for us anyway.
Not yet, anyway.
If we can get back to Retardando
literally
somehow,
met
I'm
him
sure we can
for like
find
5
Jazz and
minutes.
everyone else.
All right.
And then we got swept
Then
down
let's
a
return
river,
to
and
Yeah, that's
Allegretto
If
and
Allegretto
Viola are
and the
becoming
others are all
BFFs
right.
with him.
yeah,
I
that's
expect
literally
they're on
it.
the way there as well.
I wonder if March is holding out okay. She's hopeless without me around.
Oh, time to go.
Anyways, we're gonna cut the episode off here for now. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Please like, comment, subscribe for more. I do videos like this every other day. I'll talk to you guys later, alright? Bye-bye.